Today is Monday, January 24th, 2025. This is the date set for a parole violation hearing for George Blake ANGILAU, offender number 229862. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. My name's Dan Bakavoy. I'm a member of the Board of Pardons and Parole, and I've been asked to conduct your hearing today. Now, it looks like the board has already revoked your parole based upon judicial notice of allegation number 2 of reckless driving. And it's my understanding that today you'll be admitting no contest to allegation number 1, the DUI. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead and swear you in. Can you raise your right hand? Do you promise that the testimony you give today will be truthful and accurate?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive at least 7 days written notice of today's hearing?
Yes, I did.
Did you review your disclosure packet?
Yes, I did.
Did that look okay, or is there any changes you need to make?
There, sorry, my wife sent in quite a bit, so I don't, from what I know, it's sufficient.
Okay, and of course, you'll have time today to address anything you want before the board makes a decision. And just so you know, you have a right to have an evidentiary hearing. You have a right to have AP&P prove by a preponderance of evidence that you committed this violation, and they would have to present evidence, and you could testify or not if you so chose. And do you understand all those rights?
Understood.
And did you have a chance to speak with your attorney, Ms. Conyers?
Yes, I did earlier today.
Okay. I'll find that you're knowingly and voluntarily waiving your right to have an evidentiary hearing. And as far as allegation number 1, the DUI is concerned, how do you plead today?
No contest.
Okay. And like I said before, number 2, reckless driving, the board already took judicial notice that you were convicted of that.
Understood.
Tell me what happened. It looks like this was on October 18th of 2024, and you were found to be unconscious in a vehicle. Tell me what happened.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the board for giving me this opportunity to talk today, and I want to make it clear that we're meeting here today because I, George Angimel, violated my parole. Kind of just a build up of things. I work endless hours. And prior up to that, I was asked. I was one of the very few men asked to come in and fill in for a crew that was dismissed due to safety violations. And I was one of the 4 men they asked to fill in for them while they filled in these slots. So on that day prior, I worked a 14-hour shift, night shift the day prior, and I got off the morning of 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning. I got off, and most of the time you're giving 48 hours for your body to adjust from night shift to day shift. And I was asked to come in 24 hours prior. So very fatigued. I came into work a day shift, and was asked to help a group I've never been worked with before, doing a very hard job. I spent 8 of a 12-hour shift in a full face respirator, in extreme heat. changing out the equipment goes by elephant trunks and knife gates, and I did so accordingly and without question and without fail, and we completed this task safely. During the day, a man I highly look forward to, and kind of help me on the path that I am. I had the opportunity to work with him that day, and we're just a bunch of blue collar guys that tend to celebrate each other's success. And one was leaving us, and everyone was meeting up after work, just a bid farewell. So usually when I'm fatigued after work, I usually take a nap in my truck before going off home. But so I got off work that day, extremely tired. And usually when you work with a different crew, you go at their pace. The lead that I was working with that day, he decided not to eat lunch, so I basically ran on an empty stomach that day. The lunch I had prepared for me today is probably still in the off shift fridge where my home area is. Yeah, so reluctantly got off. Everyone met at a co-worker's house to bid this man farewell, and yeah, I let everyone. Basically, it's really hard for me to say no to these men. They taught me everything I know.
So did you have alcohol or a substance?
Yes, I did. My coworker's wife was serving chile verde to everyone. The beverage of choice that she was serving it with was beer, and I work with a bunch of cowboys, bunch of good old men, and you don't you just accept and be grateful. You kind of don't tell another man or tell his wife what she's to do, he needs to do, or what you prefer. Just accept and be grateful. So I partook that night, and when time was getting nigh, obviously I had to work the next morning, so I decided to leave early, and on the drive home, just felt extremely fatigued. My wife called me to come home, and kind of didn't want to show up at home for nothing for my children. So I decided to try to grab them some kids meals from Wendy's, and just slowly felt my body giving out.
Well, okay. I appreciate you being honest and open today. I mean, we do have to talk about a few negative things, but before we get there, I do want to, you're foreman. I mean, that's a great job. It must mean that they have a lot of respect for you and the work you do. So that's a really positive thing. And that's what you need to focus on. So good for you for that. But you're finding yourself in a really bad spot here. And with your criminal history, you were very young, but you've been convicted of manslaughter. And then you were paroled in 2018. That was revoked in 2022 when you were convicted of possession of a dangerous weapon, a firearm. And now you're getting a reckless driving. What's going on? You you were a foreman, you know what you need to do. So what's happening?
Uh, the word, the word safety always keeps popping up into my mind. I earned my, my position in life because of my commitment to safety. Uh, 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 they, I've been chosen to, my wife notified me that she sent you guys a video of one of the work videos that one of my coworkers took. That day I was they call that job excavator change out. In at Kennecott, the smelter, it's they consider it the most dangerous job, and I was selected. Everyone was safe, and all these men returned home safely to their families.
Yeah, see, it's things like that that shows people have a lot of trust in you. So obviously, you do some really great things on the outside. But I'm worried that you're now, I mean, you have a serious or you have a serious commitment, and now you violated it twice with pretty serious allegations. So how are you going to make sure that this sort of thing doesn't occur again?
Um, just uh, just I feel like I feel like um, the I feel like my my commitment to change is thorough. I come in front of you as an ex-gang member. We've had I've been in the jail for about a week now, and I had the amazing opportunity of just this last week on Thursday of not only getting to meet Congressman Burgess Owens, but actually getting to hear his story and I just heard a lot of my story in his. I'm not saying that I'm gonna get out of prison and be the next in the running for the next congressman for the state of Utah. But some very key points he said was he was a he was a Super Bowl winner, retired from the NFL, and found himself broke in a one-bedroom apartment with 4 children, and doing whatever he could to make an honest dollar. And through that, and doing whatever it took, honestly, for the ones that matter most. Hope will always be there. So for me, just remaining honest. I I can honestly say all the years of parole I've done under the care of APMP, I have never lied, cheated, or stole to make a dollar. I've uh, I've earned every dollar honestly through my hands, through work, um, from welding, turning wrenches. Um, Before my last parole, I set a goal of trying to make 6 figures. Hopefully through my pay stubs and my W-4 forms, you can see that I fell just short of that in this last year of parole. Made $93,000. I was $7,000 short of my goal. And I earned every dollar. I spent countless hours at work. I wish and every hour I'm not at work, I'm a father. I'm an iron worker. I am a mechanic. I am a rigger.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4, 2 stepchildren, 8 and 7, and my younger 2 is Catania 4 and Aliasi 2, and they are great kids. I know you guys receive pictures of them.
Yeah, I've seen the correspondence from your wife with your paycheck. You said there's a video. I haven't watched that, but I'll look at that. You need to be on the outside supporting your family. And I'm concerned that, you talked about how you were with your coworkers and they're the type of people that you don't like, that something to eat or drink, you do that. But that's concerning because the impact that has on your life. What are you going to do next time when you're in that situation? You go back to being a foreman and you're placed in the same exact situation where they give you alcohol. What are you going to do in that circumstance?
Honestly, I don't partake in alcohol. I think it shows well, a little bit of fatigueness and beer did to me. I could
So you'll be able to say no next time?
honestly,
And really quickly, so one last thing I want to ask you, and then I'll give you a minute or so. You're listed as high risk for alcohol and drugs. So why should the board not keep you incarcerated and have you residential treatment in the prison? Why should the board not do that? Why should the board release you and to do that? Because you need to do it. So you need to do it either in the prison or outside.
I think my track record with APNP speaks. I have not provided any dirty urine test this whole year out on parole, and also a year December of 2023. I don't think I shared with the board. Me and when I paroled home to my wife and my kids. We were renting a home in Kearns, and after a couple of months, my father is crippled, and my mother has a stage 4 heart disease, and also does dialysis, and also my 2 little sisters do dialysis, and they also care for my older brother's 2 children. Obviously, it was a great honor that my father noticed that I was doing so good in life that he gave me the opportunity of returning home and with my wife and children to take care of them, which is a hardship that I was honored to take on. I never thought in my whole adult life that my dad would feel that he could leave me with that responsibility of giving back and taking care of them.
I think that shows a lot about you. And I mean, the responsibility you were given as a foreman, you have a lot of potential and you just need to realize that. Let me hear from Mr. Ferris what the state's recommendation is, and then I'll hear from your attorney, and then we'll give you the last word. Okay, Mr. Angelo?
Thank you so much.
Mr. Ferris?
Thank you. Part of our agreement and the recommendation from the agent was that the offender would be granted another parole after completing substance abuse treatment while in custody. So that was part of our stipulated agreement. Other than that, we will submit.
Okay, Ms. Conyers, is that right, that he would do treatment while incarcerated?
That is what we agreed to at the time. Yes, that is. I will note, I'm Mr. Buckboy, board member, I understand, and it sounds like you have received all the emails that I have from Anna. What a great person to have supporting you. Not only kind of documented Mr. Angelau's work in the community, but also where he works and proof of his paychecks, proof that his mom has a critical illness and needs his assistance, that he also has custody of children that he helps support, that his restitution is paid off, and that he's making some good use of his time with some certifications and credentials that are really helpful. But otherwise, I'll submit. I'm hoping that he'll finish that up as soon as possible, and then he will be immediately released to another opportunity at parole. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Angela, are you in treatment right now?
I recently graduated from MRT, and I'm currently in Summit County Jail and attending everything they have offered here, from Motorversity to LDS 12-step. I was recently moved here from Tooele County Jail, and just staying involved in everything I can. And
Have you been signed up for residential substance use treatment?
but my wife was me and my wife were discussing what kind of counseling does her insurance offer. But we're still looking at it. She's been looking at the marriage counseling and also the substance abuse treatment offered through her insurance currently. I've from the last 3 evaluations I've taken, the result was no treatment required. But as of my last parole, my last agent, I was just always constantly asking him, since we kind of built a relationship for years, what's the things he needs from me, and he was discussing how he feels that that I'm fulfilling all of his demands, but you can always work on your relationship with your wife. He's discussed with me his relationship with his, so that's kind of what the marriage counseling came about. So honestly, me and my wife are in contact of those things, and also we have a safety specialist that works with the company I do, that's gonna hold me honest with such things as a random urine test, and just staying involved in my community. I discussed with my APP officer how it was important to me to try to stay involved with the programs that I've graduated while I was incarcerated, such as providing youth, bringing them youth to testify to their stories, and probably helping children that in areas that I grew up in.
Is your employer gonna give you a job once you get back?
Yes, I'm sure they submitted letters of support. Unfortunately, the exact position that I had is has needed to be filled. So I lost that position, but they notified me a position that I would be returning as a lead mechanic in the hot metals area. Yeah, just have a strong support system out there, and I just hope I don't lose it. A really strong support system.
All right. Well, you're very lucky. Any last words that you want to say for the board?
I just just hoping to redeem myself. Just hoping to return home and continue living my dream, and also taking care of my family. Obviously, my wife has taken on quite a bit. Having my income just taken away puts quite a bit on her, since she is the only healthy adult in the house, taking care of 6 kids, 2 adults, and 4 adults.
That's rough.
Yes, it just, oh man. Yeah. Just, I take pride in providing a life for my children to live outside of their circumstances, outside of their surroundings. And my kids are good kids. I teach them in any matter of when it comes to being right or wrong. I always teach my children to be kind. I am a great father. Besides what brought me back to prison, I am a sober father. I'm also a parent of children in the local elementary. I'm a parent of the children in the local daycare. I'm highly involved. I attend parent-teacher conference.
Let me ask you one more question. What did you learn from MRT?
MRT,
Yeah.
long-term goals. I noticed this time on parole, I was always focused on the short term. Everything costs so much. Everything costs so much. I always felt the urge of always need to make more money, need to pay bills. Need to keep earning for my children. Need to keep earning for my mother. Need to and just this last half a year in incarcerated, just learning how one poor decision can rob me of all ambition. Forgive me for my language, but I was killing it. I was killing it. I share with the gentlemen around me the things I was doing out there, and for them it's hard to fathom.
Have you heard of the phrase? I think it's in MRT, play the tape forward.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
It's the thing that I loved about MRT is it let me build my own definitions. Play the tape forward for me was the remain hopeful. I decide where my story goes on from here. I remember a couple of years ago while I was incarcerated, just sitting there, we were watching the news, and I seen AP&P was holding graduations for those who successfully completed parole, and I see it here in front of you, and and say that I will be one of those people.
Well, and I also want you to think about the consequences. That's what it means to me, playing the tape forward, where you're thinking about what's going to happen if you do this one act. So when you were with your coworkers and they gave you something to drink and you're on an empty stomach, play that tape forward. What's going to happen? Now you're going to end up incarcerated. You're not going to be working. Your family's going to be suffering from not having that extra income coming in. That was a good income. You had a good job. So thinking about those consequences is essential for you. I want you to start thinking about that and really focusing on your family. All right.
Understood. And I don't know, out of all things, a week ago, my mother is suffering from dementia. I do know that she's currently watching this. She's well, I've been incarcerated. She's lost vision in her left eye. And you asked me what keeps me moving forward, and what's gonna make me from making the wrong decision is I've had quite a bit of health scares since returning to incarceration. I went my first 2 months in Tooele County without having the ability to walk. Both of my legs were flooded with fluid, and I went a little over 2 weeks without being able to walk on my legs. So it scared the life out of me. I shared with the board and sent in my last annual physical that I had on the streets, and they said I had underlying health issues that need to be discussed with the physician. And I scored high levels in certain things, and I'm really scared about my health. Prison Medical has helped me. They for a short period, he thought I was diabetic. He tested my liver, my kidneys, my heart, and he says I'm good. Before I came in, I promised one of my little sisters that that was going to be my gift to her, was one of my kidneys, and that was something that me and my wife were saving towards to cover at least 3 months of work, so I could give her that. I recently watched, out of all movies, The Notebook, where the lady suffers from Alzheimer's, and I don't know, it's kind of been stuck on my mind. I don't want my mother to remember me in orange. I want her to remember her son that's out there safely finishing jobs safely, allowing men to return home to their families. I live a very, very worthwhile life.
Yes, you have amazing support with a good wife, good mom and dad. You had a great job. Just keep working hard, get this residential treatment taken care of, get back to working and focusing on all those good things. All right, Mr. Angelo?
So does that mean I'm sorry, I don't the greatest definition of happiness that I've ever heard was the happiness is the ability to look of having something to look forward to. I promised my wife that we would have something to look forward to today. I don't know if that requires more time out of my life. I don't know if the board is going to Because obviously the board wants me to do residential treatment. I don't know if the board is, I don't know how we move forward in that. I don't know if that, requires, more time incarcerated, or does that mean would I'd be allowed to search my options, on the street?
Well, that's the exact decision the board has to make. And it's based upon a lot of factors. I mean, look, the board wants you out as soon as you can be safely released. That's our goal, is to make sure that the public's safe. And you're a high risk for drugs and alcohol. And with these 2 violations, with your parole from a serious conviction, they're likely going to want you to do the residential treatment while you're incarcerated. So you need to get that taken care of as soon as you can, and you can get it done. It kind of depends on how quickly you go through it.
I'm sorry, I don't know, would, I guess, my question would be, how quickly I get through it, I do not exactly know the time limits on these. So if, I understand in IPP, there's very, very few counties that offer residential treatment. And
So if the board orders you to get residential treatment, you should be able to get set up within a month, maybe 2 months. And a lot of times residential treatment, they set you out for being 1 year. But people can do that more quickly, depending on how quickly they work. So that's a possibility, is that you get paroled, set for parole in about 1 year, with the condition, that requirement that you do residential treatment.
Okay, so that puts me out till 2026, correct?
Probably February of 26 or March of 26. But if you complete it more quickly, it's possible that you would get, it's the earned credit time for completing that program. And as soon as you complete it, you could get out quicker. And I'm not saying what the board's going to do. I'm just one vote. You need to have a majority vote. But the board has to decide whether it's safer and better to have you do the residential treatment in the custody of corrections while you're incarcerated, or if it would be better to get you out doing residential treatment where you get a job and continue supporting your family. So that's what the board has to look at.
Understood.
And I'm not sure what the board's going to do. I'm just one vote. And I have to consider everything that we've talked about today. But we should have a decision in about 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. All right.
Understood. Thank you very much for your time, and just know that whatever's decided by the Honorable Board of Pardons and Parole will be honored by me as well.